Hi all, welcome to this game week 397 and 398 kind of like previews, reviews that were. So 397, obviously we finished with just one reward for a card in the form of Kim and Goon. I recorded it and I mucked it up by mistake, it was not brightest moment. And obviously we got Threshold for 240, so we got the ETH for that as well, so that gets us a little bit more of a balance. In terms of the teams, Prem, we were unlucky with McGinn. Like, we were pretty consistent. It was just a pity we did the wrong captain because we could have scored a little bit better with that. French League Amateur, just more consistent points really. That's what we would have wanted there. All Star had half a chance. We were just unlucky because Gonzalez came off the bench, and Alex Dia would kind of wish had done a bit more, but it's mainly due to Albacete getting 2 penalties and Fuster taking both. I would have probably wished Alex Dia had taken one of them, or Higino, and then things could have really opened up nicely. Second Division Europe, Tenerife just unlucky to not actually get more than a goal. Waldo and Melo came off the bench and scored really well. Waldo Rubio scored really well in the second half especially. Nacho, just a pity he came off at half time, because deep down, if Melo and Nacho had both started and played the 60 minutes, the extra 20 plus points that we could have got could have changed things really nicely. I thought Corredera as captain was maybe the wisest move, but sadly not in this case. But it is what it is. 240 was just steady and consistent. That was the way I looked at it, and I thought I was happy with that. Well, Liga had nothing spectacular. 270 became unlucky because of Arano. If Arano had played, you're probably talking at least 50 points anyway, so, and you could have been pushing near 3, but I don't think we would have still been close enough. And Higashiguchi had made a penalty save. It was just unlucky because Anderson Lopez, I hate when people do this with penalties. Let's do like some silly, it's basically like when you play FIFA, it's like a silly run up, and Higashiguchi had saved it. I thought great, and he went up to like 75 points, and I thought, oh great, that's really going to help him out massively. But retaken, he didn't save it, and I thought, oh aye, let's just change the goalposts. And the thing was, at the time when the penalty save had been made, I think I was up like about 5,000 places or something, or 4,000. I suddenly shot up dramatically suddenly because I was suddenly at like 285. So, but is what it is. 220, just sadly, Blake, Yuzawa and Toyokawa just not scoring great. Yamashita, a decent all round, not brilliant, but it's encouraging to know that for 220 in future. And Kanamori, yes, he got decisive, but just no AA to help. Hibs we don't talk about because that was a disaster. America we weren't fussed about. Our academy team 6, I love how we've got 6, 5 and 4, it should just be 1, 2 and 3. Michael Meza scored, Sato scored 2. Higino sadly's got a long, not too long term an injury, a couple of months at least, but it's crippled his value massively, going from £3 to less than £1. But I'm still going to persevere with him, especially in the current climate. From there, nothing really else stood out. Like Leaky J and Wellington came off the bench. Fukumori didn't do much. Aitor San's got like a half. But our academy teams, we do definitely need to try and think, how do we make it work a little bit better, especially with how, like, deep down, like when you kind of break it down a little bit, you could have had like, it's very best, I think, looking at, if you didn't have Stevenson in the team and you went Ryoga Sato, you'd probably run a little bit closer, but you'd still be miles away from earning money. But you would need a starting goalie on top, and that's one thing we sadly do not have. But like, we're hoping Nadal maybe gets a game time soon enough, but we'll just keep an eye and take it from there. So 398, we've had a few games already play in our factor. namely in the MLS options. So Blake only scored 4 points for 220, wonderful. All round score minus 10.8, decisive score of 15. I don't think I've ever seen Blake score such a low score in my life. Made no saves in a 4-1 hammering. Like Philly Union, I was like thinking, let's see how good defensively they are, and they've just been completely ripped apart. So that's a great start. 270. It's a bit gutting really now that Godoy scored 60. Good all round for Nashville, and getting a good result against Monterey. Just a pity we didn't have another starting keeper for 270, because there could have been not necessarily half a chance. Like Maijima, Tanaka, Wellington, they're all just going to get points off the bench. But it is what it is, and we just take it from there. Champion Asia, obviously running the Avispa stack. Murakami, Nara, Hiroyuki Mei, Yamagishi and Lukian. Sticking with Nara as captain simply because Mai took a little bump at the end of the game. Should be fine. And I thought Yamagishi, Lukian probably will get close for decisives anyway, but I thought Nara's generally all round score is what helps his case immensely. Champion America, didn't expect anything, same for All Star. What we did for 240 in Challenger Europe, so that we could field full teams of 5, Growley came into the 240 team. It meant we did a wee bit, that's how Tanaka's in the 270 team. So 240 is Marshall, Miller, Newell, Boyle and Growley. I expect Boyle to start anyway. To be honest, I expect all 5 to start. Challenger Europe, Marchetti will start, Fish should start, Hanlon will start. It's just a case of does Yuan start, which I'm still 70-30 on, and does Jego potentially play off the bench as well, maybe in the second half, or it would be half an hour, 40 minutes, depending on how the game is, especially if we're just needing to tighten things up a little bit. But that's why Stevenson's in the academy team, because he's just going to get completely bombarded and he loses a lot of points. Like his possession loss stats on Sunday were embarrassing. Like I just couldn't believe what I was witnessing. First half alone, 20 times he lost it, and I was like, this is just painful to watch. Josh Campbell is carrying an injury, and even then I wouldn't actually even have him in a main team. I feel he's going to get phased out sooner or later. Like honestly, the midfield should be Levitt and Newell as our main 2, and if we're going to go like a 4-4-2, Boyle and Yuan left and right wing, left and right mid, Venta, and then one of Doig, Lafondra up top. Academy team 3, don't expect anything because obviously it's no games, so it's just XP. And Academy team 1 is just Lee KJ and Jogo. Both will probably come off the bench in some capacity, or Lee might start for once as well. Like honestly, I feel 240 in Champion Asia I will have the best chance with. 220 can still score really well, could still score 300 points. Kanamori seems to be very there with the goals at the moment, so that's promising on that regards. And Ryoga's definitely showing really good form, and it's kind of showing why people are willing to pay $3.50 to £5 for him at the moment. Iraguchi, generally very good all round. Yuzawa's the same. I love how there's like 80-20 on like Sorare data and that for Yuzawa starting. I'm like, the guy just got a booking, and like, but folks seem to think, they think he's maybe suspended or anything. I've not seen anything to suggest otherwise, so time will tell. But Champion Asia 240, as long if we can get threshold for 240, and like we've got to be in the top 200 basically for the prize pool. We've got to be 197th, and I genuinely think that can happen with the 7 games to be played. And who knows, could be like a 3rd straight week that Avispa pays out the goods for us. I fancy us anyway against Albrecht personally, and we'll just take it from there. But let me know folks how you're feeling for game weeks 398. Obviously 397's in the rear view mirror. We'll try to obviously get a few sales still to get sorted, like leak, what did I say? Kim and Kim in June I'm trying to offload simply because I don't want him, and he's not really getting much game time despite good recent decisives from him. Just not getting a chance really to play consistently for anything beyond like 30-40 minutes, but we'll see how it goes and we'll take it from there. So have a good one, folks. Take it easy all, and I will catch you all later.